Welcome to Belinda's Sewing Secrets. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you found this video useful. What I'm going to do today is go over all the parts of a serger. So if you bought a new serger, or if you've inherited one, or just trying to use somebody else's, it's very helpful to know what each part of the machine is and what it does. Because the more you know about the machine, the more you can get from the machine. And they don't just overlock. So I'm going to go through the different, like the length setting, the differential, what it does, your needles, just to cover an overlocker, serger. So I hope you found this video useful. So let's get started. So what we have here is a normal 4-thread serger, and you can do so much with this machine. You can sew stretch fabric, you can sew silky fabric, you can sew basically any fabric. So your different features that are important to understand how they work are your flywheel, your length setting, your differential, and the needles. I've got one needle in right now, but this machine does take 2 needles. So we're going to start with the flywheel, and then we'll go to the length setting and the differential setting. So overlockers, sergers, sewing machines, the flywheel really only turns in one direction, and that is towards you. And if you turn it backwards, you are going to either jam it or break something. So just don't. You could rock it, but don't rotate it all the way around the wrong way, because you're just going to have a problem. So they turn towards you. Okay, so that's your flywheel. Some sergers have buttons on the side, but this particular one, the buttons that are usually on the side are on the front, which is rather nice. So where it says SL is your stitch length, and this is in millimeters. So if you had it on 4, that would be a very long stitch, and you could actually almost gather with that. And if you came down to 0.5, that is very close together, and that would be used for the rolled hem, for instance. So you're setting there, they're very precise. So if you write them down once you get your setting as you like it, you can always go back to it. The next function here is your differential feed. Now the differential feed has to do with the actual feed of the serger, which is underneath this plate. And the back feed and the front feed are independent of each other. So you can set this differential to feed twice as fast in the front as it does at the back. And what that is for, I'm going to show you on some stretch fabric. If your fabric stretches like this does, if your feed is feeding on one, which is normal, it's going to pull this fabric out at the back, and you're going to have it stretched. So what you would do is you would put the differential setting on 1.2 if it's a slightly stretched like this, or 2 for a very stretchy like a jersey. And what that will do is the machine itself will push the fabric forward in the front. So it starts to build up slightly, and when the back feed catches it, it'll just pull it out a little bit. So it's feeding once at the back and twice in the front. So it's feeding it much faster. Instead of you trying to push this fabric through, which is not a good idea, because your chances of pushing it and maybe your hand catching and going and the needle going through your finger or something awful like that. So you would prefer that the machine does it and then it's consistent. So the whole piece of fabric you sew will look the same instead of where you've pushed it and haven't pushed it and pushed it and haven't pushed it. So that's what the differential does. So it's a very important part of the serger. And if you use it in reverse, where it's pulling out the back slightly faster, you will find that it will ease these fabrics that tend to go slightly wavy, like silk fabric and the tulle type materials, that you feel like you need to pull them out at the back. If you let the serger do it for you, it will be far better. The whole seam will be better because the whole seam will be done mechanically instead of with you pulling it. So these two are very important. If you buy a serger without a differential feed, it's very, very basic. And you're going to find you'll outgrow it quite quickly when you're using different fabrics. Then, to get a stitch wider or narrower, it's to do with where the blade is set up. These machines have the facility to move the blade out to the left and move the blade out to the right. So you are able to make the stitch slightly wider, slightly narrower. But that's to do with how much is being cut off. I'll put a picture of the little dial on the side so you can see it, but it's really not going to determine how fat the stitch is or how narrow the stitch is. That's determined by your needles, where the needles are. On any serger, if you're using only the right hand needle, which would be that tension, and then you take it through and thread the machine, and then your needle is on the right hand side, you're going to get a narrower stitch. If you move that needle to the left hand side, you're going to get a wider stitch. So it depends what you're trying to do as to where you're going to put the needle. So a needle on the right will give you a narrower stitch, a needle on the left will give you a wider stitch. Okay, so if you wanted to sew a stretch fabric that ladders, you would add your left hand needle in, which I will do, and add the whole left hand thread in so that your right hand needle becomes your safety stitch. And by doing that, you get a stitch all the way down the middle of there, a little bit like this picture you can see on the serger, that will stop your material from laddering or pulling apart. It's your safety stitch, which on this machine is shown in red, and it will secure, it makes it very strong. So you could make something that's really skin tight in a stretch fabric with a safety stitch, and it's not going to just break apart. Where if you don't have the safety stitch, it's a possibility. So let's add another needle to this and see how we go. Now sergers have a preference for needles, and a thin needle is not a good idea. You need a 90, which is a fair size, and let's do that. Now I can add this needle to the serger without any problems. It's not going to affect any part of the threading. Where if you had a thread break or something, you can't just re-thread. You need to unthread the loopers, unthread the needle. So I can just add a needle here. See, I'm pushing it into the tension, so I've got some tension. So be firm. And I'm going to thread this, and I'll be able to just sew because it's a needle. It's not a looper. Here we go. So all I'm going to do is just put my hand on there, turn the flywheel by hand towards me, and make a stitch. And then because of that, I can just cut this off. Close the machine, because this machine has a safety feature that I can't put my foot on the foot control and make it work unless it's closed. So there's no problem with hurting yourself. The machine will protect itself and protect you. So now if you look at the stitch against those two, you'll see that there is a row of stitching here added in, where on the 3 thread you don't have that row of stitching. So that row of stitching is your safety stitch, and it's there to stop the fabric from breaking up, laddering, or fraying, or anything that the fabric is probably going to do because of the nature of the fabric. So that will protect you from having the seam just part, and it's used for stretch fabric mainly. You would use your 3 thread for overcasting, and the narrow 3 thread also for overcasting, but you can see the different widths. So that would be using needle on the right. This is using the needle on the left and on the right, and the normal 3 thread is using the needle just on the left. So left, and right. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching the video. If you got something from it, I hope you will subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing and it really does help. It would be nice if you comment and tell me where you're from in the world, because it's interesting to know how far YouTube reaches. And if you would share the video, share with a friend, that would also be helpful. Linda Lou will point out a video on the Overlocker serger maintenance, which you're going to need as well. So I hope you enjoy that too. And I will see you in the next video.